Hello, everybody. Ryan Carpenter here with No BS Golf, presented to you by P45 Knuckle Down Golf. Well, springtime is in full session. We got lots of tournaments. I'll tell you what, for a small area, if you will, was what this is considered here in good old Central Georgia. And there is just, there are too many tournaments. You'd have to take off almost 3 months of work to play in any of them. Is a lot. But anyhow, we're definitely in full swing. I just got to working on a deal this morning and trying to get it completed. Friday, we got the local, there's multiple, one of our local high schools, typical, doing a little scramble thing, I call them whiffing giggles. Sorry, but that's what it is. But anyhow, I know everybody has fun. That's great. And anyways, like most, there's always good things to do, whether try to do a whole sponsor, whatever, help out. And so, gladly participating in this Friday's tournament at the Landings. They're at the Landings this week. So, really excited to be a part of that. A little bit, at least. Hope everybody has fun. Hope the weather's great. And y'all have fun out there for sure. It's a great little golf course over here. Not too far. So, yeah, excited to partner up with that. I saw the www.golfpub.com partnered up with the local pickleball court group. And that's great. It's important to have that kind of relationship, with other groups around town, because they're supporting each other in different capacities, and that's awesome to see. I really like that. So, local pickleball. I tell you what, let me see if I can find it. I didn't know necessarily. I guess I knew to some degree that stuff like that existed, but not to the point that there was like an entire. I guess I don't know if it's a. I'm gonna have to find it. I don't even know where to look, to be honest. But we have apparently here in the Houston County area. Man, I cannot find it. It is the pickleball. I want to say it the right way. Let's see here. No, that's okay. The Warner Robins Pickleball Association. Nice. They got a whole association. But I'll tell you what we need in this area is a golf association that's local. I'm gonna get to work on that. And but anyways, yeah, they partnered up really cool. So congratulations to that to both groups. And golfpub.com also has Star Wars Day. Who knew? 2 days from now, May the 4th. And there you go. So May the 4th. Go be Star Wars and golfing and drinking and having fun and enjoy, because the facility's great. You guys see it if you haven't seen it yet. It's a must. And it's perfect. Whether it's, it's raining, too hot, too many gnats. That's how I feel about this area right here. For the rest of y'all, too cold in the winter. I love wintertime here. And whatever, nighttime. No sun, can't play on a golf course. You got to get stuff down to the pub. So, anyhow, I was going to. I thought about. There's always these things, right? And I would say, for the most part, and I may post it. I have this cool article, and I've kept it for about 20 years. Anyways, the number one thing I tend to run into more than anything, players that, they kind of, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to get better for sure, but then they typically hit the most crucial part of the decision making process. And I would say there's lots of reasons. I don't know that there's not necessarily one, but what it all typically comes down to is a lot of players just have trouble figuring out a way, and I don't know why. I would say, I guess, if you really want to achieve your goals, why is it so hard to commit, right? And just make a decision. This is what I'm going to do, and pick days and times. And I always used to tell people, look, go to your calendar, 24 hours blocks, and mark out everything that's an absolute. I sleep from this time to this time. I go to work from this time to this time. I got whatever, Little League baseball with the kid this time to this time. knock out all the absolutes and see what's left. And 9 times out of 10, people come back, I got way more time than I thought. I'm like, yeah, it tends to be the case. So it's not really that the time itself is the issue. That usually we can solve. I would say more often than not, it's just the lack of kind of making that choice to commit to something that's going to get you to the point where you want to be. And I can understand that fully. I mean, the easiest way I relate that to anybody is, look, it's like going to a gym. You signed up to a gym. You probably got to the point where you wasn't going enough or making good time with it. And most people say, yeah, I got to schedule it. I got to write it in my schedule. I got to make it routine. Routine is the same basic thing as commitment. It's the exact same stuff. We're working in the same universe here, folks. I was talking to a financial fella and old student of mine. Anyways, it's the same idea. You know, where you at? What are your goals? What do we need to get there? You got to commit to a certain process and time frame, and understand that it's going to take some time, and over time things are going to be done. And as we can consistently commit to a routine, that's how we're going to get there someday. And so we've got to get that mindset better harnessed in on this here golf learning game, because we got too many people out there promising a whole lot of, you know what, BS with a bunch of fix you in 5 seconds garbage. And I've done this for a long time, and I've done it with a lot of people, and I know how to get there. It's by far and away, it's committing to the process and then putting in the time, the effort. But that's it. I always say, look, just find whatever time you can get. That's the most important thing. And then, for sure, just like lessons, I always tell people, you got to schedule a lesson, make it regular. We got to meet on a weekly, bi-weekly basis. So stick to it. You know, get yourself in the groove and going. Get that commitment factor and do it. Because the same thing, if you go to the gym once a month, you know, and your goals are like, I'm gonna get all buff, or I'm gonna lose so much weight, or whatever the goal. It doesn't matter what the goal is. The point is, if you have a goal and you're not committing to a regular basis, we all know that's not how it works. You've got to commit. You've got to make the right decisions. And so that's how I relate it. It's no different in this realm. Same thing. You can relate it to honestly anything. Let's learn to play a musical instrument, right? Like, it takes time. I'm gonna learn to run a marathon. Well, you're not gonna do it today. It's gonna take time to build up to that. So it's the same stuff. I think the hardest part this time of year, especially, and that's why that there's a delay for some, it's springtime. It's time to go play golf for a lot of folk. But I always look at it this way. If you know the way you swing a golf club is going to present inconsistencies, from my standpoint, it's kind of like, I don't know why you would keep doing that. Unless, if you know things are messed up, you want to go play golf anyways, and you know the inconsistencies are still going to be there, which is holding you back from all those goals you stated, then you have to go play with what you got and not have bad expectations. Because if you know what's going on and yet you're expecting that doesn't work. I do this, but I'm expecting that. Well, this doesn't create that, so that's impossible. You can't live in that realm. You can't. First of all, it's going to be frustrating and no fun and hard. Just if you're going out to play the game and you have proper expectations, because you know what you can and can't do, then you can actually go play. Well, you probably play a little bit better, to be honest, because you throw it away. Oh, well, shoot, there goes that big high slice again. It's part of your swing. It's going to happen. Don't worry about it. Toss it aside. Move on. Throw down a ball. Move on. Don't carry that shot with you for another 3, 4, 5 holes, because it's just going to ruin all the other shots in a certain amount of time going forward. And then if you can keep it in play and you don't have the short game to match it, then you can't expect outrageous scoring, and so that's the same thing. I said, right now this time of year, for anybody who's not going to go ahead and commit to the process of swing change, then the best I can tell you is this: you got to get some short game cleaned up for sure. You need a playing lesson on the course to make sure you're not making errors outside of the golf swing itself. And there's a lot that can be learned out in that realm. And so that's where I would go with some players for a while until we can get to the point. But I wouldn't delay it. The one thing I hate the most is delaying, because you get someone that shows up and it's like November the 1st. Oh, yeah, I'm ready. And I'm like, oh, man, we only got a few months now. Like, you got to come back like midsummer, late summer, not midwinter's too late. You should already be well through the process of change and already to the point of pretty much producing a ball flight that we can work off of finally. So anyways, that's just something that's talking about and thinking about, and it's I think part of it is why I hope to get these other couple of videos uploaded soon. For a lot of folk, they haven't been through these processes, never heard of these processes, and that's a big part of the hang-up. But it's, if you were able to talk to people who have gone through this and done it, they're going to give you a whole, that's what I'm going to plan on doing. They're going to give you a whole different ballgame of information to consider. When you come out on the other end of this thing, it's like Christmas morning, man. When you're 5 and 6, 7, 8, I got players still to the day jumping up and down, dancing around, happy as can be. And they're not even trying that hard no more. Like, I got MP the other day was telling me, I haven't played a lot, but, I'm still an 8 handicap. I'm like, that's really good. You're not doing much. You ain't spending much time on it, but it's because the development process is over for this player. They've moved forward in their golf life, and they've accomplished enough things that even in the down times going forward, they're not going to back up. They're not going to all of a sudden turn around and go back. They've already worked on changing all the things that they were doing bad, say 10 years ago. That took a year or two. Sorry, just the truth. But after the changes were done correctly and installed and automatic and now programmed, now they just swing that way. They don't think about it no more. So now it's off to like determining, okay, when you get to a certain level of swing capability, where are we at? Do we need to refine it? Let's talk about that for a minute too here before we go much further. And it's kind of like if you built a car, okay? You put some, and I don't know nothing about cars, but axles down, okay? You kind of frame the car, and then you put some of the, like metal around it, right, to shape it, make it look kind of like what the car should look like. Well, at that point, you drop an engine in it and put some wheels on it. Well, technically, you got a working car. It'll run. You put a little gas in it and some oil, and boom, you're off and running. But that's not what people want yet, right? Like, it's working, but it ain't like really done. We ain't got windows in the end, no air conditioning, no radio, no whatever your gadgets are. I don't know. But that's the point. You ain't painted it yet, made it look pretty and shiny, and we all like. I don't care about that stuff, but a lot of people like that stuff. So anyhow, once you kind of build your first run at it, you get the kind of car in place. Then you get to the point of going, I don't know, I kind of want it to be more like this now. I want some windows. I want some AC. That's the first run in the evaluation lesson is breaking it down, figuring out, okay, we got, steep, we got flippy, and we got no release, no turn, and weight back, whatever the things are. Okay, well, we got to have some time to work through that first. Okay? Get all that and get some training, some development. That's the key word, development going. Development is the reason we do development is we want to do it so that you never go backwards. That's the purpose of development. Okay? We don't want the old swing. We want it bye-bye. Don't ever thank you. Appreciate where you got me for now, but we're moving on. Bye-bye. New swing. Then once we have that working, then we decide based off the output where we're going with it. Does it need to be refined more? Do we need some windows and air conditioning and some color and make it look fancy, or is it good enough for what you need and want? The results tell us every time. I mean, the results don't lie. That's the number one thing. You go out, you take it for a spin, see what happens. So, yeah, that's kind of where that is and how that goes. But, you know, the worst thing you can do, hands down, is know that you kind of want to do something, not commit to the process, keep going out and playing, and only end up 3, 6, 9, 12 months from now when in the same place where you've been the whole time. Like, to me, that... I don't know the perfect word. Frustrating, for sure. But almost, to me, kind of almost sad to some degree. It's like, I don't understand why people won't commit to something like this. Like, is it because there's not enough need? That's fine then. I would say if somebody said, you know what, I kind of rethought about my goals. I don't really necessarily want to achieve what I said. I'd be like, oh, okay, well, what's your new goal then? And if they're like, you know what, I'm kind of just happy where I am. Perfect, go play golf. Have some fun. But that's the key word. If you're okay with what you got, you can't have bad expectations then. Because you're basically saying, okay, you know, this pen is blue, it writes in blue, but I want it to write in red. It doesn't work. So, as long as your expectations are in line with what you're capable of, absolutely, don't develop nothing. Go play golf, have fun, don't get frustrated, and have proper expectations. That's the number one key. Because there's too many folk out there that we run into all the time. Well, I'd like to, because this is frustrating, and I'm, you know, it's embarrassing, and I don't want to have this no more. I'm like, great. Then let's get to work and do something about it then. Well, I don't know. I can't commit to the time, and you know it's springtime. And like, yeah. Well, you're just gonna go out there and do that though. I don't know. To me, it's I don't understand that, but you know, hopefully by helping to talk with folk about this stuff, it may start helping you kind of make those decisions, and it's okay. I've told people 1,000 times, I'd rather you say, you know what, too much, too hard, too work, no thank you, let me go just play, and I'm just going to be happy with my play. And I'm like, hey, you know, that's what it's all about in the first place. I'd rather see players develop because I know how much more fun it can be once you achieve certain kind of levels of play, because it's fun. It's a lot of fun. But it's okay. Not everybody has to have certain levels in order to enjoy this game. So go out and play. Don't have bad expectations. So if you're going to do it, you just have to look at it the right way. I'm going to go put on 20 pounds of muscle. I'm going to go lose 20 pounds of weight at the gym. Then you got to make a routine. You got to stick to it. You got to commit. You got to have a positive attitude too. That's another big part of this. Now, part of that, and really all this in a nutshell, that is our job, by the way. I mean, once you have decided this is for you, a big part of that rests on these shoulders right here. I'm your coach. Teaching's easy. Development is hard. I am here to help you through the development. That is the hard part. When we get past that hard part, things get fun again. But keeping you motivated, keeping you on track, helping you with the process, like that's where the job comes into play. And when the lesson ends, the lesson's not over. I'm not gone. Text, call, email, FaceTime, whatever. That's not, I don't do it that way. Oh, okay, there's your 30-minute lesson, John. Take care. See ya. Bye-bye. No, John, hey, when you got questions, when you're working on this, when you look at the emails I send, whatever you need. And by the way, if y'all take an evaluation lesson, please schedule a phone call with me so I can answer some questions and go over the information with you. I know a lot of people will say, no, I'm good. I have no questions. Everybody has questions. Trust me. Because it's too much stuff. There's too much information. There's too much like newness about all this. set up a call, and let's talk, because I want to be able to help you. That's the most important part of this whole thing, is that I wouldn't be spending all this time doing this if I didn't really, 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 really enjoy jumping in and working with folk and helping them get through this. That's the most fun part for me. When someone's ready to giddy up and go, man, I'm ready to run out that door and let's get this thing going. So, all right, that's probably enough for today. Warhawks, y'all have a great tournament on Friday. Glad to be a small part of that. As always, www.thegolfpub.com. Go check it out right here in Warner Robins. And, and they partnered up with the Pickleball Association of Warner Robins. So, congratulations there, folks. As always, if you have comments, please leave comments. Please, please, please. I want to hear what you want to say or have, or whatever. As long as it's related, you type what you want, please. But also, as always, it always helps me for sure. If you could hit that like button, if you could subscribe and share, or one of the, any of them, to be honest. But I really appreciate that. That does a lot for me, folks. For now, Twitter. Also, you can hit me up, so at P45KDG. Pardon me. Email P45knuckledowngolf, all one word, @gmail.com. So, yeah, for now. But yeah, throw me some information, whatever. You got questions. Evaluations are free for a reason, so I can help you get on this process. Hit me up. Let me know. Contact me in some way. Let's get this thing going, folks. It is golf time. More importantly, it's time to make a decision about your game. So, for now, Ryan Carpenter, No BS Golf, presented by P45 Knuckle Down Golf. Take care, folks.